Hello, hello, hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. How's everybody doing this morning? Good, I hope. I feel like this is the longest week in the history of the world. I think it's just because we had that extra week and now I'm trying to cram a bunch of stuff in, you know? All right. Let me figure out where we are. I gotta get my iPad logged in. So it's We Share Wednesday. So anyone want to share anything? I have one thing to share that I'll share on my slides when we get there. But anyone have anything? Oh, AJ's sharing the kitty. Nice. Anyone have good news, bad news, any news? No, you guys certainly are quiet. That 2-week break made you guys not want to talk to me anymore.
Yeah, I got my first dose of my COVID vaccine.
Yay! And how hard was it for you to get an appointment?
Oh, it was really hard. I actually went up north to my cabin with my parents, and they were like, "Oh, we have extra shots all the time, so just come on up." So
Nice.
I mean, other than that, it
won the
wasn't.
lottery?
What was that?
Did you feel like you won the lottery since you got
Basically,
it?
yeah. And like everyone's been like, "Oh, like how did you get it? How did you get it?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I really just got lucky. Like it's a small town, and they had extra shots, so I'm glad I got it."
Nice. So we've actually lucked out. I kind of stalk the vaccination thing. Like I have text alerts sent to my phone. I know you're shocked by that. And they release new appointments, I guess every Friday at like 11 or something. So anyway, I had to get appointments for 3 of mine. And I got appointments for 2 of them, but I couldn't get the third one. So annoying. And I think it was because he's only 17. And so they have to only give you Pfizer if you're under 18. So, but I do have his appointment. So my two that are 18 and 20, well, almost 20. I keep calling him 20 and he keeps going, I'm not 20 yet, but he's literally 20 on April 10th. So I feel like he's close enough. So I got their first shots on Sunday, and then my 17-year-old gets his shot tomorrow. And we did it at, what's it called? Phoenix Muni. You know that one? Phoenix Municipal. And it was very easy. A whole total time for us to get both of their shots. From leaving my house, it takes about 15 minutes to get there, was 1 hour total. So if you do 15 minutes driving there, 15 minutes driving home, it was really 30 minutes that we were going through the process, and that was it. So very easy, just in case you're interested, you could do that. I didn't want to drive all the way to State Farm Stadium. That's too far for me. And I couldn't get any appointments at Chandler Gilbert. And now I just saw in the newspaper today that the Chandler Gilbert vaccination site is moving to an indoor facility at the South 202. I can't remember. Anyway, it was in the paper this morning. I know, I'm old. I still get the paper. My kids all read the paper too. It's very fun. We think it's very fun to read the paper. So good update on vaccinations. Anyone else have an update? Good, bad, horrible? Kind of run of the mill?
I tried shaving my dog last night.
I've done that. How does your dog look?
He's like an Australian Shepherd mix, so he's just a troublemaker overall. And like he was like okay with me shaving his stomach area, but as soon as I started getting to like his legs and like the back of his legs where all the hair grows really long, he started like freaking out and thinking that like the razor was like a chew toy, and like he thought it was like alive or something. And it was terrible, but it
So
was
now is
crazy.
he half shaved?
Pretty much, yeah. Like I gave up after like 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, I've done the same thing, Ashley. I will say you get better at it, and your dog gets more used to it. And because I have a Chow Shepherd mix, so he's out of control furry, and I've done the peanut butter trick where I put him in the bathtub and I put peanut butter.
Oh yeah.
Like not on me. I'm not putting it on my head like those stupid people do. Because then how would I shave him? But I put it on like the edge of the bathtub, and he just sat there and licked and licked and licked. So.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, sometimes it took me 2 days to shave them, right? Because I just got tired, and then I'm like, oh, I'll come back and do your legs tomorrow.
Yeah, like my dog, he's such a baby. Like he just like if you like talk to him really sweet, he will let you do it. But if you're not talking, he thinks it's a game.
Yeah, I needed an assistant. I needed the groomer and the groomer's assistant. So I needed someone else to be talking to my dog because it's very time consuming. Okay, so my latest adventure with dogs, Ashley, is trying to clip their nails. Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't even tried doing that. He'd bite me.
Yeah, I'm scared of this one, but I don't want to take him in. Like just grooming for my older dog or for my bigger dog is like $140. You heard me right. $140. So I feel like even if he looks like an idiot because I shaved him, I saved some money.
Do you have like the grinder thingies? That like electric?
I do. And I have the other clipper guy, but I'm just nervous to try it.
Yeah.
I've been watching videos, and that's as far as I get. Because they have black toenails, and I think it's harder when they're black because you can't see where you're supposed to stop.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hurt them. So if anybody has helpful hints on that, let me know. Okay, what else we got going on? Anything? Why are we missing so many people? Everybody decided, oh, we have a test tomorrow. I don't need to learn anymore. That's funny. Okay, well, I am going to share an MCC thing because I think it's so fun. Have I told you before that I do Dinnerly? I get Dinnerly delivered to my house. I just do 3 meals a week because I got some screaming deal on it, and it was just convenient. I'm not sure I love it, but it is easier to know what I'm making for dinner, I will have to say. So that being said, hold on, where's my WeShare? Oh, there it is. Okay, that being said, can you see my screen? Yeah, okay. So do you see how it says spread the word? Student Life will be handing out our meal kit food bags to students at the Southern and Dobson Mesa Market outside tomorrow. That's why I'm sharing this today, because it's tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Are you ready for this? Each meal kit bag will include a recipe and the ingredients to make a meal for 4 people. That is a screaming thing, right? You can go and just pick up a whole kit for a meal for 4. And the people who made them, by the way, were the students at Rhodes Junior High. Does anyone know Rhodes Junior High? That's not too far from MCC. And it's part of their College Bound program. So anyway, it tells you how to get there. And you can call when you get there. But you have to sign up for a food bag by clicking on that. So I will put that in the chat so you guys have that link. Anyone want to go get one? Because I want to go get one, but I'm not a student. I just wanted to do it because it was fun. I'd even drop it off to somebody, but I just thought it was an exciting thing. I know, I'm a weirdo. It's okay. Now I just have to find the link to it. So anyway, that's tomorrow. That's why I had to share it today instead of Thunderbird Thursday. So, and if you've never tried one of those meal kit places, but you eat out often, I would say you will save a lot of money if you like to cook, and you don't have to be wrapped up in like how many times. We actually just did it like for free. You know, we did our first one, we just did a week for free. So we had no investment in it. So that was nice. Okay, I'm finding the link right now. Sorry, I was ill prepared. I thought the link was already here, but it's not. Oh, it's a Sign Up Genius, just so you know, in case you've never used that. Okay, and the other thing, next week, which I'll share tomorrow, next week is the Mesa Market curbside, where you can just pick up the free vegetables and fruit and food. Okay, anything else going on? Nothing? You guys are so quiet. It's killing me. Anyone nervous about the test tomorrow? Yeah, a couple of you are like, yeah. So did you start the review yet? If you didn't start the review, start it. AJ has a terrified look on his face, like test tomorrow, like he's never heard of that, right? Like I've never said that before. Okay, good news. I'll give you the good news now. I opened PC4 practice again because some of you didn't finish. It's open till tonight. Okay, some of you didn't even start. I'm just saying. I just looked. So make sure you do that, and make sure you do your review. The more of your review you do before tomorrow, the better, because then our class time is well used. Otherwise, it's not a very useful review session. Okay, so that was the good news. Here's the bad news. Oh, I have more good news. I better stick with that first. The other good news is how many of you access OneNote, like here? Like I have. So we have a class notebook. Yeah, Valerie does. So if you click on OneNote, by the way, you have access to it. Microsoft 365, free to you. But I put yesterday's assignment that you guys had to turn in. I graded them all, by the way. And I put my key right here. And what I did was I tried to show a little bit of work so you could see what's happening. And I gave you the fraction, decimal, and percent, because I just looked at the quiz. And the quiz does sometimes ask you for a fraction, sometimes asks you for a decimal, sometimes asks you for a percent. So you need to be able to do all of those things. So I tried to show you all of this. So this is linked in my OneNote under week 10, and you could just click on those pages to see it. The other place it's linked is on Canvas under our modules. Let me see if I can access Canvas here. So under modules, this is in the app, so it might look a little bit different. Under probability slides week 10, do you see how that's linked right there? Those are live hyperlinks. So if you click on that one, you would see yesterday's slides, and you'll see all the keys. So there's the key to our board work problems. But then that extra assignment that we just did, do you see right there? It says key. If you click that, maybe not here in the app. Oh yeah. So if you click that, that's the key. The same key I just showed you on OneNote is also linked in Canvas, but it wants me to sign in, and I'm not signing in right now because it'll cause a horrible problem. So those things are available to you. Okay. So if you haven't tried OneNote, click around, especially if you're transferring to ASU or if you're continuing at MCC, because OneNote is a lifesaver. I love it. Valerie, do you like OneNote?
Yeah, when I'm reviewing, it's really good.
Nice. Okay, now where's my slides? Oh, it must be right here. Okay. So any questions? All right, try this warm up. It says a test was given to a group of students. The grades and gender are summarized in the table. Find the probability that this student was female given that they earned a C. So as soon as you hear that given, it should make you think of something, what type of probability this is. So you could write your probability statement and then your fraction. And it says, give me all three, fraction, decimal, and percent. And we'll get them ready in the chat, okay? So try that. All right, are you ready? Got them all typed in? Fraction, decimal, and percent.
Give me 1 more minute.
Okay. All right, we ready now? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So the probability that they're female, given they earned a C, I really like how Yesenia and Aaron and Olivia wrote their probability statement because I think that helps. Now, and fraction, decimal, and percent. So 9/11 is a fraction. I think everyone got that. The decimal to 4 decimal places should be 0.8182, which Amari, Malachi, Angelina, Amanda, and Yesenia all got. So some of you only went to 3 decimal places. Some of you didn't give me the decimal. So make sure you know how to round to that many decimal places. And then the last one was, it's a percent rounded to the nearest tenth. And then so that should be 81.8%, which Valerie, Amari, Malachi, and that's it, got right. A lot of you rounded to the whole percentage. So you put 82%. Some of you are like, oh, didn't read the directions, right? That's what happened. So if you didn't read that, make sure you read that on the test very carefully and show me all your work on your paper, because if you make a mistake, let's say you had on your paper this decimal written, 0.8181881, and then you just typed in the wrong thing for your rounding, whether it asked for the decimal or the percent. If you don't have it written on your paper, I can't give you any partial credit. But if you have it written on your paper and I can see it's just a rounding error, I can give you partial credit, okay? So make sure you show me all your work. Any questions on that one? The good news is you all had it relatively correct, maybe just a rounding error, right? All right. So today we're doing the very last part, which is dependent events. A dependent event is when the outcome of one event does affect the outcome of the other event. So remember yesterday when we were talking about, or Monday, we were talking about independent events where it doesn't matter. Like if I'm tossing a coin or if I'm rolling a dice, it doesn't matter what happened before, right? The new roll is the new roll, it doesn't matter. But sometimes we have dependent events where that's not true. And how we find the probability for that is we multiply the probability of the event times the probability of the second event, given that the first event happened, which might sound a little bit confusing, but you can see how we're using the first section that we learned, how to find the probability of an event, and then what we just learned yesterday, conditional probability. So I'm going to give you a worksheet in the chat right now. This will just help you follow along. You don't have to make a copy if you don't want, but you can. We're just going to go through them. Otherwise, you're writing them on paper, which is totally fine. And notice when I post these slides, then you have access to the key with all my work written as well. Okay, so here's the first one. 2 cards are drawn from a standard deck of cards. So again, if you struggle with cards, you'll want that probability formula sheet out. What's the probability of both cards being read? Now, once you pull a card out, there's not 52 cards anymore, right? So instead of 52 cards, there's only 51 cards, right? So let's do this one together. How many red cards are there in a deck?
26.
Yeah, half of the cards are red. So there's 26 of them. If you didn't know that, make sure you get that probability review sheet. So we want the probability of the two cards being red and red. So I wrote it out where it's the probability of red times the probability of a red card given that you already got a red card. Okay, so first we're going to say 26 out of 52. But then once I've picked a red card, I don't have 26 red cards anymore. I only have 25. And I don't have 52 cards anymore. Now I only have 51. Does that make sense where I got those two values from? So then we're going to multiply them together. And we get 650 over 2,652. And Desmos can simplify it for you, right? Let's do it on Desmos because some of you who turned in your worksheet just had problems simplifying decimals or fractions, sorry. So let me see if I have Desmos handy. Oh, good. And I'm just going to type in what I had. So I'm going to say 26 divided by 52. Then I'm going to arrow over and I'm going to say times 25 divided by 51. And I have the decimal answer right there. So if I wanted to give the decimal to 4 decimal places, what would it be? What would that decimal be rounded to 4 decimal places?
$24.50.
So just the decimal. Oh, Angelina put it in the chat. Do you guys see? How many of you agree with Angelina? 0.2451. Yeah, does everybody see why it's a 1 on the end? Nice. Malachi gave me the thumbs up. So Valerie, if you were giving me the percent, it would be 24.5%, right? Good. All right, so now where's the fraction? Because that's the hard part. If I just push this little circle, it tells me the simplified fraction. Did everybody see where that was? Just this little circle right here. I can go decimal to fraction, decimal to fraction. Super easy button. Yeah? You don't have to think a whole lot. You just have to remember where that button is. Okay, and Desmos will be accessible for the test. Okay. So there's our answers, 25 over 102, or 0.2451, or 24.5%. All right. So now on this next one, we're talking about cookies, which I appreciate. I like cookies, right? So on cookies, sorry, I just lost where I was on my thing. It was very depressing. I was looking for that practice worksheet and making sure you have the same thing I do. Do you have cookies as your next question? Yeah, cookies. So Tony buys a bag of cookies that contains 4 chocolate chip cookies, 9 peanut butter cookies, and 7 sugar cookies, and 8 oatmeal cookies. What's the probability that Tony reaches in the bag randomly, selects a peanut butter cookie from the bag, eats it, then reaches back in the bag and randomly selects a sugar cookie? Write your answer as a fraction, decimal, and a percent. So let's talk about this first. First of all, I'm not a fan of Tony. And I'll tell you why. Who would put oatmeal cookies in with the rest of the cookies? That's just wrong, right? Because then all my cookies are going to taste like oatmeal cookies. Right, Yesenia? Yeah, I'm irritated. Okay, so Tony needs to get 4 bags because he has 4 kinds of cookies. That's my opinion. I like all my stuff on my plate separate too. Can you tell? Anyone not care? Is anyone fine with them all being in the same bag? Yeah, AJ's like, I'm not so sure. Yeah. First of all, I wouldn't buy the oatmeal cookies, so we wouldn't have to worry about it. Is that their favorite cookie? Oatmeal. Amanda's like, no. That's not true. Amari, do you like oatmeal cookies? Kind of? Okay, how about oatmeal raisin? Does that make it better or worse? Okay, have you ever been tricked and you thought it was a chocolate chip cookie, but then it was an oatmeal raisin cookie and you almost died? I might be being dramatic, but that's just facts. And did I spit it out and throw it away? Yes, it's exactly what happened. Okay, thanks, Ashley. See, Ashley's like, yeah, who likes those cookies? We don't know. Somebody out there, even in our class, really likes oatmeal raisin cookies and is very offended by what I'm saying right now. So if that's you, I apologize, but I will never make you oatmeal raisin cookies. It won't happen. I won't even eat them, even if I really need a cookie. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so I'll get you started with the probability statement, okay, on this one. And some of you are like, we're already done with the problem because you talked so much about cookies, right? Yeah, I feel that's true. Okay, so the probability that I get a peanut butter and then a sugar cookie. So I'm going to say that's the probability of a peanut butter times the probability that I get a sugar cookie, given that I already took a peanut butter cookie. Yeah, do you see that? Okay. Can you do it now? Fraction, decimal, and percent? Can you give me all three? Can we do it in the chat? You don't have to give me the probability statement because I just wrote it, unless you already wrote it. But give me the simplified fraction, the decimal to 4 places, and the percent. And I'll tell you when to hit enter. Okay, you guys ready? Sometimes I have trouble knowing if it's too fast or not. Olivia said not ready yet. Need a little more time? Okay. Okay, you ready? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm still typing, but yeah, that's what I got. Hold on.
Nice. Isn't it nice when you see the answers that are the same as yours? Doesn't that feel good when you get it? Yeah. And even if it's not, at least it happened now instead of during a test, right? Okay, so I'm going to show you that. You got 1/12 as the fraction, 0.0833 as the decimal, and 8.3% as the percent rounded to the nearest tenth. So you had to add up all the cookies first, right? And figure out that there were 28, and then how many were peanut butter, how many were sugar, and then you had to take away one cookie since you ate the or Tony ate the peanut butter one, right? Okay, any questions on that? Are you all right? Do you see how it's using what we already know, but adding just a little bit more to it? Okay, so you're gonna have, you might recognize some of these problems that are similar to your more assignment, which is why I opened your more assignment again, in case now you could actually do them without crying. The more assignment wasn't too long. Okay, so I'm gonna put you in breakout rooms to work on, how many problems do you have left? 1, 2, but that second one has 3 parts. So I'm going to put you in breakout rooms to work on those. You can work individually, even though you're in a breakout room, right? When you finish, then compare your answers. And then once you compare your answers, if you have any discrepancies, you want me to come in, I can help you, okay? Let's take a look. All right, so I'm going to open the rooms, call me in, I'll come by and check on you, okay? Hello, sorry, Olivia and Amanda, that you were done and you were just sitting waiting, but I figured you liked each other so you could just chat, so it was fine. And you just ended up together. I really didn't put you in there on purpose together. Like, I just clicked the button and you ended up together.
Well, we
Nice.
were totally fine with it. We definitely talked the whole time.
That's perfect. That's fine. All right. I hope we have everyone back. So here's what I want to talk to you about. First of all, Ashley just told me a revelation that I did not know. She was saying on the homework, like on a question like this one, where it was 5 cards are drawn from a standard deck of cards, what's the probability of all the cards being black? Or I think we were talking about a spades problem or something. She was saying it was question 2 on the PC4 homework. And she watched a video to try to get help. And it talked about a formula that was like C5 choose 2 or something. Have you seen that? Did any of you watch that video? And you were like, we've never talked about this. What is happening? Okay. So I don't know why that video is there, because you can totally do that problem without that formula. We're actually going to use that formula, but not until it's like PC6 or PC7. So anytime you have a video that seems unrelated or didn't help you, please send that question to me, because I tell all the people, like, you better go fix that because that video does not apply at this point, right? So I'll get those changed. Obviously, it's not going to get changed for you guys since you already did it. But just so you know, because remember, this is a homegrown project, right? We made this product ourselves. So you guys wouldn't have to pay for a textbook. So it's something we can change and we can always update. So please, please, please let me know so we can improve it for the future. Okay, so that being said, 5 cards are drawn. What's the probability of all the cards being black? And I think probably some of you were having a freak out attack when you saw 26 over 52 times 25 over 51 times 24 over 50 times 23 over 49 times 22 over 48. Well, thank goodness for calculators, right? Yeah, and Desmos did it with no problem, right? It simplified the fraction for you and everything. And so the simplified fraction was 253 over 9,996, or 0.0253, or 2.5%. Now, I'm not a poker player, but I think I'm saying the right word. If anyone out there is a poker player, let me know. Mathematics drives poker, right? Like that, it's all probability behind it. So if I get 5 cards that are all black, I guess it's not really all black. It has to be the same suit, right? Doesn't it have to be the same suit to be a flush? Don't I have to get like 5 spades, not just 5 black cards? Does anyone know? Anyone play poker? Oh, good. So we don't care. But anyway, if it was just all 5 cards have to be black, there's only a 2.5% chance. If I made it more specific where all 5 cards had to be spades or had to be clubs, then it would get even smaller. Do you see that? That probability would get even smaller. So you know, you probably don't care, but I'm just saying, like, this is relatable to some people who play poker. So the question is, did you get it right? And I'm pretty sure Valerie did because you gave me a party hat. I know Amari got it right. Yesenia is shaking her head, yes. Amanda and Olivia, yes. Okay, any questions on that one? Okay, but now you can probably go back into your homework and fix that problem if you struggled with it. You don't have to use that formula. Okay, then you got to this question. A, B, and C. And did anyone notice something weird about questions B and C? Tell me what you noticed.
Are they the same answer?
Yeah, they're the same answer, but they're worded differently. One is worded 2 females are selected. The other one is no males are selected, which, by the way, means 2 females are selected. So sometimes they change the wording, but the mathematics is still the same. So be very careful with that. Let's check our answers and see how you did. I just looked at these slides a minute ago and I noticed I don't think I put the decimal on there. So sorry about that. We can write it in if we need to. Did you get, for the simplified fraction on part A, 77 over 300? Yes? Yay. And for the for the percent, you got 25.7%. So for the decimal, I'm guessing you got 0.2570. Is that true? I didn't check it with my calculator. I'm just guessing. Is that true? Sound good? Uh-oh, Valerie's like, I don't know. Let's check. So I got 2.25, what'd I get? 6, 7. Is that what you got? You feel better now? Okay, good. Thanks, Valerie. I love that I can read your face because nobody's talking to me. So it's okay. It's okay. I know. No pressure. You're here. That's the important thing. Okay, part B and C. Did you get 91 over 300 for both of them? And which was 30.3%, which as a decimal was 0.3033. Yes? Sound good? Yay! Okay, now, I feel like you've suffered enough. So I don't know what I just said on my calculator, but it went crazy. Okay, I always have more problems, right? But you don't have to do them. But if some of you are wanting, like when you do the review, you're like, I ran out of problems and I really need to practice this. I'll post these slides after class and you could access this worksheet. And notice that I have the key linked too. Okay, so you could access the worksheet. It's not being graded. It's not even something you have to do, but just in case you want some extra practice, it's there for you. Okay, I know some of you are like, I'm so excited to do more math. Just kidding. It's okay. Okay. Now, that being said, you don't have to do this. Don't worry about this. That's not there. So finish up your more practice and do your review. How many of you looked at the review yet? 2 of you, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to show it to you real quick. I think it's this one. Okay, so take a look at it because your test looks a lot like this. Okay, but maybe a little bit shorter. So you fill in all the probabilities. Don't forget about these. It seems like a long time since we've done odds in favor and odds against, right? That was pre-spring break. And then we have one very similar to this. We have one expected value problem. And by the way, on the test, I just looked, by the way, on the test, on this part, like right here and right here, on these, it has you round to 2 decimal places on all of these, okay? Because it's money, so it's having you go to 2 decimal places. So make sure you do it that way. Then there's independent events and conditional probability, and that's it. Okay, I did give you an hour for the test. It should be plenty of time. It shouldn't be a worry. But so my advice is get your homework done and then try this review and try to time yourself. First of all, did you have to use a lot of notes to do it? Right? Because you want to do it without notes. And how long did it take you? Because those are things, some of you ran out of time on the last test. Okay, so make sure you use your time wisely. Okay, so have this done by tomorrow because it'll help you a bunch when we go over stuff. And if there's one you're like, yeah, I figured it out, but I don't like it, you know, it's like not a good one. Can you show me how to do this? We can totally do that. So I just need you to do your exit ticket. I'll put it in the chat right now. I know it's only 10:05. What are you going to do with your extra minutes? Who knows? There's so many extra minutes right now. It's amazing. Just kidding. It's like 5. Okay. Oops. Here's the exit ticket in the chat if I can ever find my chat again. And great job today. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, I do have more bad news. I'm sorry. Since we had our week of nightmare, I had to reschedule a bunch of midterms for another class. And so I have to do them tonight. So normally my office hours are from 7:30 to 8:30. They're not going to be because I have midterms. Literally, I have 9 midterms today. But I'm going to be available from 6 to 6:50 if you need it. And I'm going to send a message out. Okay. So if you need office hours tonight, I'll be available from 6 p.m. to 6:50 p.m. Okay. So sorry about that. I'll send you a message too. Okay. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions on the exit ticket or anything.